What's up, guys? It's your boy Rob, aka the Backcountry Chef. This is a new installment that we will be doing on Expeditionary Days, and today we will be learning about how to cook kind of an often overlooked Billings backcountry meal. That is pancakes. Alright, pancakes, are one of those meals that kids are like, I don't really want to bring them because they're messy, they are really heavy, and they kind of take a really long time to make. Now, I will say on certain trips, they are a perfect meal, especially if you have like a rest day. Like let's say you've hiked a bunch for 2 days and then you have one day where you're only hiking a very small amount. You're not really in a rush in the morning. Pancakes are going to be your best friend in that situation. It takes like 2 or 3 hours to make it through the whole process of cooking pancakes for everyone, eating pancakes, getting the syrup out from your hands because you're going to be really sticky. But it is well worth it in the end. So what you can see is that I have simulated a backcountry stove. Now, you'll notice that I have some coconut oil. This is an impressive ingredient that sometimes we use. Generally, we're going to use like a vegetable oil, but butter, coconut oil, veggie oil, olive oil, maybe, it might not be good, but you're welcome to try that too. I've mixed up my pancake mix here. Alright, I have taken the liberty of adding some small slices of banana, which we probably wouldn't bring on a backcountry trip, but I brought for myself, and some semi-sweet chocolate chips. Now, I would cautionary tale to you. Sometimes you're going to be tempted to put M&Ms. We often have M&Ms lying around on backcountry trips. Keep in mind, M&Ms look a lot like Skittles. One time I threw a handful of Skittles in some pancakes. I mixed it up right in the bowl like this, and the kids had to eat Skittle pancakes. It sounds good, it wasn't good. It was really disgusting. So be careful with that. For our pancake mix, we've opted for the Snoqualmie Falls Lodge brand. This was the only brand available in the grocery store that we were shopping at. And the most important thing about backcountry pancakes is you gotta have just add water. You can't be doing anything with eggs because eggs are not really backcountry friendly. So this is just add water. You want it to look creamy and not too soupy, but you want it to kind of have a nice little a run to it, a little jiggle when you switch the pan. Alright? Spatula is going to be key. You can use a spoon or a fork. We've seen kids do all sorts of things, but spatula is probably your best friend. Next option, you need a sort of a beverage of sorts, okay? This is a coffee. For me, you're probably going to be having hot cocoa or apple cider. The reason for this is so you look confident and cool, right? You want to have a drink in your hand. You don't want to seem like you're trying too hard when you're making these pancakes for the group because that's less cool. And cooking confidently, I would say, is the most important thing. A lot of people say my cooking is horrible. In fact, it is not. And I would say I'm one of the best backcountry chefs at Billings, if only because of my confidence. Is my food very good? No. Do I have a towel over my shoulder, adding to my professionalism? Yes. Do I have a cup that I can lean against the side, drink my coffee as I watch my pancake burn? It's still cool. It doesn't matter if it's burning. Okay, so the way I got a hot pan going here, so you're going to want to be careful around that. I'm going to flick in some coconut oil. You can come in. That's going to crackle, snap, crackle, pop. Bada bing, bada boom. Nice and oily there. I'd say the more oil, the better. Then I'm going to take a scoop of my famous pancake mix, and I'm just going to plop it on there. Oh! It's bubbling a little bit because I put too much oil. Remember how I said you can't put too much oil in? Maybe you can. I'm going to be playing with it a lot. I think some people's tactic is to just let it run. What you're looking for here as you cook the pancake is you want to see bubbles, like air bubbles coming through. That's how you know it's time to flip. Now while it's sitting here, this is a great time to lean against the side, have a cup of coffee, tell some dumb joke to your friends, your family around you, other middle schoolers. They're going to be hungrily wanting you to get this pancake done so that they can eat it, and your job is to make it as slow and painful as possible. So I'm just going to play around with it. I can tell that it's getting a little crispy, but that's the coconut oil doing me some favors. I don't see the bubbles. Oh, we're getting close there. Now a really great technique is the pan flip. I think I have too much oil for the pan flip, but maybe when I flip it over there'll be less oil and I can try to do the little pan flip, but generally we're going to use the spatula as a flip. So my camera person, if you can zoom in a little bit here, you'll notice that we might see some bubbles happening if we can come. This is sort of like if you've ever been to Yellowstone in the mud pot geyser region. Oh, that was a big old bubble right there. So you're knowing that this is about ready here. So I'm just going to take one big zhing, that's a technical term, the zhing, and I'm going to flip it. So now I kind of messed it up a little bit. You want to make sure you don't have too many people looking at you because that'll be embarrassing and they will make fun of you for that. Once you're going to want to let that sit for a little. This side's going to take a lot less time and it's all about feel. All right, have another sip of your hot cocoa in this moment. Take a look at the scenery, you know, life's pretty good here in quarantine. Not as good. I mean, it would be much better if I was out at Toliak Point on the Pacific coast. So I'm just going to wait a few seconds. I might show you my trusty flip, if given the option. At this point, you can always just flip it, take a look at it. Like you can see, that's pretty much done, I would say. So we'll go for the flip, just to give it a try. Okay, not bad. That worked just fine. I didn't lose something to the ground. You're going to want to make sure you pick anything you smell on the ground up for leave no trace practices. All right. This point might be getting a little hot in the kitchen. That's why you got the towel. You give yourself a little sweat rag, and then you're going to pop it on the stack, and maybe some hungry 7th grader will eat that. Okay, thus concludes Cooking with Rob. Hopefully it was informative, and now the challenge is yours to try to complete this task.